This is our second annual TechSelect conference. We have one in Canada each year, as you know, in the spring. And then we join our Tech Data US brethren every fall. They bring 400 to this event, and we bring we have 60 members, but we typically bring approximately 40 Canadian resellers to the TechSelect conference. So we start, as we are today, on a Tuesday. We run through to noon on Tuesday, sorry. Then we run through to noon on Thursday, and then the Tech Data US TechSelect group begins at approximately noon on Thursday, and then that goes through till Sunday. And I'm guessing that half, maybe a third to a half of the Tech Data Canada TechSelect resellers will stay for the entire event. Most stay for a day or two, and then I usually go back late on the Friday, and it's been long enough. But it's a great event. The VARs are, they're very good friends now. It's an incredibly tight community. We've added about half a dozen new ones for this event, and they will become introduced, of course, and indoctrinated into the great club it is. And the next time around, it really is wonderful to see them all meet each other. They've talked periodically, of course, since the last conference, but to finally get to see each other again live, it's lots of hugs and handshakes, and they really are a great community. The beauty of this event, we of course, like any other community event such as this, or loyalty event, it's funded and sponsored by a lot of our great vendor community back home in Canada. So there'll be technology presentations by them. That's a big part of this conference. But the most important part, I think, for the reseller is the non-technology topics. So we bring in guest speakers that teach them how to run a business. And I tell you, every single time I talk to a reseller about the value, one of the major values they get out of the events, it's that. It teaches them how to run a better business, how to run a better commission program, how to run a better financial statement, what makes for a better financial statement. And those sort of programs, and there'll be lots of them within the Tech Data Canada content over the next few days, but even more so for the first few days of the Tech Data US edition when they come in on Thursday. And our guys are clearly invited to stay with that and participate, and they get a lot out of that. I think, as you said, they're all quite similar. I think our community is very tight, like the other ones. We've been around now a significant amount of time. We have members that have been with us now since the start. I'd say close to half of them have been here from the very start. And it's just a very tight community. We, up until recently, were one of the very few that actually held a Canadian-only conference. We think that separated us a bit, and one of the other groups has copied that now, so it's certainly an indication that was the right thing to do, and I think our members tell us that was a very important part of the program. As much as we see benefit in joining in the Tech Data US piece, you do tend to get swallowed up. Let's be honest. If there's 400 of them and 40 of us, it's certainly you can go to the shows and listen to the speakers and that sort of thing. That's all very valuable, but when you go to the receptions and dinners afterwards, there's a lot of them and not many of us. So you end up sitting with your own peer group from Canada, and I guess that's quite normal. But I think the programs are very similar. Our competitors have very, very solid, good programs, and I think we have one of the best as well. Yeah, at our spring conference, we listened to the members as we should, and one of the suggestions they made at our last fall conference, actually a year ago, is when we get together in the spring, to break up into, I forget the exact number, I'm going to say 6 to 8 subgroups and spend an hour together and just take something that's very topical and beat it up. Talk about what's it mean to you, what should we be doing as a reseller to address this situation. And clearly cloud was one of them. That was one that I participated in last time, and it was fantastic because we had some folks that had some active involvement in some cloud hosting implementations and were very informative to their peers in the group. And there was others that didn't know anything about it, but many were afraid of it, wondering what it's going to mean to them in the future. So that's one example. So we just beat it up. What's it mean? What should they be doing as a reseller? What should they be looking to their distributor to do for them? And just all kinds of great topics came out of that. And later on today, in fact, we'll be having a brief presentation by each of the leaders of those 6 to 8 groups, talking about the outcomes of those sessions.
Okay.
And we'll do more of that this spring as well when we get back together. And this next spring conference will be, I think it's going to be in Calgary. I don't know if that was announced yet, but it is now.
Okay.